And welcome back, guys, to Laguna Performance Centre. Today we'll be doing a first ride review on the Multistrada 1260 2019 model. This is the first time I've been on an adventure bike, and I must admit it's a little bit different to what I've been used to before, but I'm looking forward to taking it out and telling you guys what it's like. So without further ado, let's get into the specs. So that's the specs done. Next thing we need to do is the sound test on the Multistrada. Bear in mind this is a complete stock system. So without further ado, 3, 2, 1. So then we move on to a real fun bit in my eyes. It's about changing the ride of how you like it. So currently we're set on touring, but if you go to the left hand side of the controls, if you just hold the menu button, you can see that touring selected. You've got urban, enduro and sport. I'm going to start off on touring. Just click mode again, one more time, and then it's selected. Job done. In terms of the controls themselves, very similar throughout the Ducati range. On the right hand side you've got engine, stop, start, the cutoff. Then with the Multistrada we've got heated grips. Then on the left hand side you've got the horn. Very nice. Your typical hazards, main beam, headlights. Then you've got your indicators, and then the fun bit is where you've got all the controls just here on the left hand side, which goes into your ride-in mode, and also your cruise control as well. So some real nice options to play about with on the Multistrada. So let's get on with the first ride review on the Multistrada. Let's go for it. So I don't want to sound too premature here, but the first thing I notice is that it's a lot easier to ride than I thought it would be. Initially I thought the height would really put me off, but getting on it seems okay. And let's test the maneuverability out. Should be pretty good on our adventure bike. And then open it up. Nice. Very good. So in terms of the ergonomics, let's go through it. What I do like, first things first, is this windshield. That is taking all the wind off my helmet. In terms of the foot controls, my feet are a little bit further back versus the mid position. I don't know how I'm going to get on with this as the ride progresses, but it'll be interesting to see. In terms of my body position then, I'm pretty much upright. But one of the things that is starting to gripe me a little bit is the seat. It feels like it's in this position, so I'm slightly shuffling forward gradually, which isn't super comfortable for me. Going through another roundabout, see what it's like. Let's test that lean angle. I mean, it's pretty good. And that engine, that's really punchy still. One of the things that I'm noticing is because I'm so high up, I can see lots of what's going on in front of me, and that's giving me a bit more confidence. So coming into a nice twisty section, let's just see what this Multistrada is like. And that's the thing with adventure bikes. That height on it just helps that massive lean angle, and it just feels really comfortable going through those bends. Nice right turn coming up, and then just open it up. I think definitely from a maneuverability perspective, this thing has got it in leaps and bounds. Again, just the challenge I've got with the bike is just the way that seat is leaning forwards. It's just shuffling me down all the time, and I'd prefer to be further back. And I know that's why, it's because of the foot pegs. Let's see what this thing is like overtaking. Let's go for it. Absolutely bags and bags of power in this. It feels good, and coupled with the Brembo brakes, you've got a lot of good stuff going on here. one of the big differences between the S version and this is that this screen on the S is color screen, which looks a lot better. And some of the other things is stuff like you can adjust the suspension electronically as well, which I can imagine is a big benefit. In terms of this LCD then, for me, I can see everything in front of me, which is really, really good. I don't have to pull my helmet down. I don't have to look directly at the LCD screen and see what is going on, so I love that. I find the controls on the Ducati are really intuitive. Just some really neat stuff, such as your main beam just by your fingertips, which makes life a lot easier then. Other things that I've noticed about the Ducati as well is the clutch is just super light. Seen that on the Diavel, and it's the same with this. Going through the gears is very much like butter. No huge clunks or anything like that. Just super smooth Italian stuff. Whilst I'm getting used to the bike as well, other things that are really standing out to me is that seat. Now, I've already talked about a couple of times, I'm gradually squeezing forwards on it. But the other thing, I must admit, it's pretty tough. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't got a massive padded backside, but at the same time, I've only been on this bike, I'd say 25 minutes, and already it just doesn't feel that comfortable. Not much padding at all. So in second gear, rolling rudder, let's see how this thing gets up to 60. And we're there. Bags and bags of power. And it's in touring mode. Oh, and there you go, there's the brakes kicking in. And that's the other good thing about this bike, the Brembos all round. I just love them. They're just super responsive. And what's nice is that when you press the brake, it doesn't snatch. It's just a gradual braking system, which is good. And we're just going to overtake Farmer Giles here nice and safely. Like so. So 40 minutes into the ride, what do I think so far? For me, the engine's great. Obviously, maneuverability is really, really good. I'm really surprised at that. It's very easy to manage as well. As I mentioned, 5'9", I can still jump on this bike and nearly have my foot planted on the floor. The foot controls are okay. They're not creating any aches and pains at the moment. And I guess with a bike like this, based on how tall it is, you can always easily stretch your leg out. One of the things that I am enjoying whilst I'm ripping around on this thing is that suspension. Obviously, huge amount of travel in it as well, which helps. But it does feel like, apart from the seat situation, just sitting on a cloud. I think for me, the only thing that I'm not enjoying so much, let me just drop the gear here, is that LCD screen in terms of it not being colour. Well, it just doesn't pop out at me as much as the colour screen. But I've been told next year's models, they'll be having all colour. Okay, roll in, start. 60 miles an hour, let's get there with sport mode on. Let's open it up. Whoa, easily there very quickly. And that's the difference between sport and touring mode. I love it. And then just taking these bends, dropping down into the gears nicely. It's just so easy. I feel like I've opened up to a new world today with Ducati. So I know that was a quick first ride review, guys, but overall I liked it. But the seat positioning for me has I just haven't been a fan of it. So let me know what you guys think about this Multistrada in the comment box below. Would you take this across to Europe, or would you take something else? Interested to read your thoughts. As always, stay safe. See you on the flip side. Motonewbrider.